The greatest representative of an organization's safety program is the executive leader. Organizational leaders can demonstrate true commitment by visibly showing staff that safety matters and by engaging staff on safety issues in meaningful ways.
I think it's important that we walk the talk. Whether it's this particular element of my work or something else, the more I can be out in a center and look at and observe what staff are doing and comment on it, the more important it is and the more importance the staff will place on occupational health, safety and wellness.
Talk is cheap, and sometimes if you're too focused on the management rhetoric, staff see through that very quickly. And we want to encourage employees to take ownership for their environment, contribute ideas, contribute new ideas that management hasn't necessarily thought of.
They really want us to tell them what's wrong in the task and then they can change it. So it's really important for me to know that my manager cares about what I'm doing.
As a manager, I always encourage feedback, and I really appreciate it when staff come to me and notice things that could be a health and safety issue, because even though I do walkabouts on a daily basis and we're reporting issues, there are times when I miss something, and I really value their feedback, and they are encouraged to come and talk to me at any time.
It's tough to communicate with staff when you're a 24/7, 365 multi-site organization. And so we've sort of worked away at how best to communicate with the staff. And what we've stumbled on is that an employee newsletter seems to be the best means to do it. But that employee newsletter has to be informative and well-written and fun. And what we've found is since day one, there's been an OH&S page of this 6-page document that's been devoted to health and safety practices. And that has been a good way to inform the staff and keep them updated about health and safety.
Well, I've noticed instances where people haven't been using the right equipment, proper equipment or whatever, and so I've noticed that, and I'll bring it back to the supervisor, the chef in the kitchen or the manager, saying, you know, I observed this person should have been using protective equipment and wasn't, so maybe we need to get some training there, make sure they understand it.
And you're not taking any utensils or anything, right?
No. We want our employees to buy into this and to realize that safety is their responsibility.
High visibility, walking around the sites, getting to know people as individuals. They can then relate to what my message is, and I can relate to what feedback I receive from them.
I think that most things have to be, if not all things, have to be embraced at the top. That doesn't mean that the message has to come from the top or the bottom, but it's important that the leaders of an organization are seen as believing in what's going on in that center.
I like to come and actually see what's going on in the facilities. I believe in management by walking around, as well as one of the things I do is I work at each site one day a year, working with the housekeepers, working in the kitchen, working with the maintenance people, to really understand what goes on at our locations. Should I stick more on there?
It's fantastic to have Raymond come out. In all the years I've worked in different places, we've never had an executive director who has done this. And this, I believe, is the 4th or 5th year where he comes to each site at least once a year and works with all the staff.
When I come to the site, I don't just go and talk to the office people. I walk around and I talk to every staff member that's on that site that day. They can then approach me and talk to me about any issues.
Yeah. I go get a water?
Sure.
Okay.
The health and safety management system really displays to staff that health and safety is important from the top down. So that makes it important for everybody. If it's important to me, and I expect that it's important for the managers, and then it's important for staff. So it becomes important for everybody.
If the executive doesn't walk the walk, then you can't expect the employees to follow, right? And as a leader, the definition of a leader is you want everyone to follow you, right? So if you're not doing what you want them to do, then they're not going to follow you.